My friends, let us do a little bit of a recap and introduction. Hey, AD&D and Proud, whatever you like. We accept all forms of support. You can donate bits for the players to get dragon marks, which help them in the game. You can throw out some subs if you want. It's really dealer's choice. Up to you. Oh, and we've changed a little bit the way the dragon marks work. So originally the dragon marks were the players would spend a dragon mark to get an extra dragon die on the roll. Now what we're going to be doing is if they call it before they make the roll, they spend one dragon mark, get the extra dragon die, but they also now have the option of doing it after the roll. So if they roll and it sucks, they can decide to do it after roll. However, it costs them 2 dragon marks when they do it that way. So, we'll see if that helps anything. Last session, the group hid from Darkspawn in an abandoned lyrium mine after descending down there to rescue some of their group members that had fallen through and having to escape a group of not only Darkspawn and an ogre, but a group of other people, also a human and a Kunari and a Blood Mage. And, it got kind of ugly. So they ran off and found a place to hide in a lyrium mine. There they met an elf named Solwyn, who claims to be from a new clan of elves who lead a nomadic lifestyle in the Silent Plains. Jesper was lured into the Fade by someone calling himself the Conductor, also referred to as the Old One in certain circles. He tried to get Jesper to come with him back home to the Black City. Jesper was quite tempted in order to save her friends. However, before she managed to do so, Theodora, who was witnessing what was happening to Jesper outside of the Fade, used this strange red lyrium dagger given to her by the Third Shadow to cut off Jesper's finger in order to remove the ring that was fusing itself to the bone there. So poor old Jesper's missing a finger. And I don't remember who picked up the ring. Did Jesper...
I have it in a handkerchief.
There you go.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, ill and weakened, Vila was possessed by a shade, a demon from the Fade, and attacked the group. Aona and Braun dispatched it, finally releasing Vila, who, however, fell to the ground unconscious. Thank you so much, AD&D and Proud, 1,500 bits. That's amazing. We really thank you, mate, for your support. So that's 3 dragon marks for each player. Don't hoard them. Use them.
Oh.
Good to use them. As we begin here tonight, we then find ourselves immediately after that moment. The Chant of Light is sung by so many different voices in so many different places that it's no wonder the occasional false note arises. We all make the wrong decision from time to time, and sometimes what turns out to be a wrong decision was a good one at the time we made it. What matters then perhaps is to make sure that in all moments of decision making, we stay true to ourselves, be honest with ourselves, and seek to do the least harm possible, if avoiding harm is a concern. The real problem with this then is knowing ourselves enough to ensure that we can indeed be true to ourselves and be honest with ourselves. Our hearts want so many things, often all at once, that it can be hard to parse the truly meaningful from the simply interesting or pleasurable, or the expedient, the satisfactory, those pale desires born of expectations, responsibilities, and duties. We must take time to travel inward, to our core, to ask ourselves hard questions and plumb the true depths of our heart. And we must also take care to have patience and forgiveness for ourselves. For if we cannot forgive ourselves for our missteps, why would anyone else? And so, moments later, after the entire situation, and I think someone's wearing bangles, and they're rattling around quite loudly in the thing. So there we go. That noise, whatever that is. Something scratched on screen. There, it happened again. No? Can anybody
I
else
think
hear
it's
it?
Pyre, because I think that everyone else was muted.
It's fabric.
Strange. There's
Yeah.
this really like loud sound going on.
I thought it was their hair brushing the mic.
I'm like this far.
That's so weird.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. Yeah, it is Faria. I just muted you and it disappeared, so I don't know what it is, but there's something that is making some noise action. All right, I'm gonna mute you while you work with that. Okay. All right. So, moments after the situation with the finger cutting and the whole nine. Vila is on the floor, unconscious, and being tended to by I don't know. Is Paria being tended to by anyone?
I am prioritizing getting my knife back and trying to like hide it somewhere.
All right. So you're going to prioritize getting your knife back and hiding it somewhere. What is Jesper doing? Jesper, Braun is next to you, of course, and he's trying to help staunch the bleeding of your finger.
Jesper is currently buried against Iona's side, sobbing. Her hand is out. Braun is trying to staunch the wound. She is not looking at it. She's just hiding her face against Iona's front. And she's just not saying anything that makes sense. She's muttering, but it's too broken up by the sobbing for it to be really intelligible.
And Iona, you are holding Jesper.
Iona is like kind of rubbing a soothing hand along Jesper's like arm. However, if anyone were to look at her face, she is pissed. Her jaw is set. She's mad. Whatever happened with Jesper, and the fact that it seems that Chael is like hiding something and has been hiding something and has not said anything, putting everyone else in danger. She's mad.
She's mad. No longer gonna take it. Sorry, just starting this up. All right. I think that given the circumstances, Theodora, you managed to slip the dagger away without being noticed. You still have the ring also. A few moments go by. You have hidden the dagger. You've managed to give some first aid to Jesper. The bleeding is not as bad as it was. The others have now started to awake. So, Solwyn and Chael and Mireille have started to awaken. Chael and Mireille have moved over to Vila's side. They have picked her up and brought her back to her sleeping roll and kind of laid her down and are checking her out. Theodora, you've managed to hide your dagger. What do you do after?
After I hide my dagger on my person somewhere, I will check on Vila if Vila is still unconscious.
Vila is. As you approach and check on her, you notice that Chael has been kind of taking a look at her and trying to help her, and him and Mireille have kind of a dark look on their face, and Chael appears to be somewhat concerned. And as you approach, he looks up and he says to you, I don't know if you're going to be able to do much for her right now, but I can't tell if if she's just knocked out or if it's something worse.
I'm also not very. I'm not. Shell's not also in my good graces right now, so I'm not gonna trust anything he says. And I'm gonna check Viola myself. Like, does she look any worse? Are there like any strange markings? Like, has her condition deteriorated in any visible manner?
Go ahead and give me. Go ahead and give me a magic roll.
Magic.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's so bad. 4, 5, 6, 9.
Do you wish to use a couple of dragon marks to?
I'm sure Viola is fine.
You take a look at it, at the situation. You take a look at Viola, and you can't really tell what's going on. She seems to be breathing somewhat shallowly a little bit, but you don't detect anything kind of beyond the idea that she might be knocked out or unconscious. But it's clear that Shale and Mireille have kind of some idea that something else is going on, and they're giving each other kind of dark looks. Meanwhile, over on the other side with Iona and Jesper, you have managed to staunch the bleeding. Braun has kind of moved you over to your bedroll, perhaps, and set you up comfortably. And seeing that you're with Iona, he's gotten up and gone to check on the perimeter, making sure there aren't some of these dark spawns coming, because there was a lot of noise and a lot of magic and a lot of, all sorts of stuff going on. So he's gone to kind of take a look around. What are you two doing?
I think that Iona is making sure that Jesper is comfortable. And kind of once she's calmed down a little bit, she's going to look at Jesper very seriously, her brow sort of set. What happened?
I don't know. I was having a dream, and then I woke up, and my hand, I don't know what's happening to me.
What happened in your dream?
Jesper's gonna glance over where Chael is before looking back at Iona. There was this tower, and I looked out the window and all of you were there, and I saw a thing standing behind Theodora. And there was a voice that wanted me to follow it. But I didn't get the chance to do anything because I woke up. Well, you know the rest of it, I suppose. That's all.
I think Iona is going to kind of grab your hand and squeeze it.
Which hand?
Not the one that is without a finger.
Uh-huh.
Jesper, you know better than to follow voices in your dream?
Yeah, I know better.
Whatever was talking to you, it meant no good.
You're right. I know. I know you're right. It was nothing. It's nothing. It's have you seen my ring? Kind of missing it along with my finger. But I would like.
It's not still attached. Did we pick up Jesper's finger?
No, I think it's lying there somewhere on the floor.
I think that Iona's gonna go find her finger.
You find it without too much trouble. You can see that on the end near where it was severed, the skin is ripped out, and it looks like the bone had begun to melt, or something, as if something had been fusing to it. Just around where it got cut off.
She's gonna kind of take a little bit of her sash that she sort of ripped up already and pick up the finger and go back over to Jesper and sort of hold the finger out. I think that it's probably a good thing you don't have your ring anymore. It seems that it was trying to become one with you.
No, there must have been something else. It's this place. It's the only thing I have left of my family. I need it back. Iona, I need it back.
Well, I'll go and look around some more, I guess, but are we sure it wasn't destroyed?
I don't know. I don't remember much about what happened after I woke up. I don't know.
You can see that the finger was severed quite neatly. Like, it was definitely cut by something extremely sharp. It wasn't a question of the finger exploded off her hand or anything like that.
She's gonna give you a little pat on like your leg and stand up. I'll look for it. Just get some rest. And she's gonna kind of awkwardly like go to hold out the finger, but she doesn't know if that's something someone would want to keep.
I don't know if
I could.
Maybe Theodora can put it back, but I don't think I can do much with that.
All right, I'll go talk to Theodora then.
As you are moving away, Chael comes over. How are you, girl?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Let me see that. Takes your hand very gently and pulls away the cloth and I hope that's not the one you pick your ears with.
Yeah, lucky me, I guess.
Look, I want to know what happened, but it might have to wait. I think we might have a bigger problem.
Bigger problem? We've kind of got a list of problems going, sir.
Do you have a bit left in you, girl?
I'm alive, aren't I?
Our Tevinter friend there.
Mm-hmm.
She has the taint. Advanced to a few weeks at least.
A few weeks? But that's... How is that possible?
I don't know. It could happen anytime, maybe in this situation they had. They had been doing some experiments, attempting to cross into the Fade, and one of the mages that was taking part in the ritual was possessed and turned into an abomination, and they had to kill it. It is
Yes.
possible that in that fight, she was touched by some of the creature's blood. It might have happened anywhere else, but that would be my guess. In any case, that's why she was so easily taken over and why she's been coughing up a storm, and she's at least a few weeks in.
But now we know, so we can help her, right?
There might be something I can do, but I need you to take a look at her because she's not here. And I need to know where she is, because if she's in the Fade, then she's a conduit for something else popping through her body while she's knocked out. I asked the other one, the one from the Chantry, but she's about as useful as a pair of handles on some water.
That'd be nice.
I need you to come take a look at her. If she's in the Fade right now, she's a danger to everyone. You got it in you, girl. You know I wouldn't ask if it wasn't dire.
I know. You care about me, and you've taken care of me for a long time. I know you wouldn't do anything to put me in harm's way if it wasn't absolutely necessary. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'll try.
All right, take a look at where did Iona go? Iona, what are you doing?
Iona's kind of awkwardly shifting, like whether trying maybe going to go towards Theodora, but she kind of wants to go just sit and ponder by herself, and she's just holding the finger.
I think Theodora would have been slowly inching toward her, and then when she heard Iona's name called, stopped and pretended she wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
I need your help with something.
She's gonna tuck the finger into her pocket and follow after Chantel.
Pocket finger. Is that a finger in your pocket? Yes, it is a finger.
Are
in
you
your
just
pocket.
happy to see me?
When you approach, he says, I know things kind of got crazy there for a second, but you happen to have gotten those herbs I wanted you to get back in Hasmal?
She'll dig through her pouches and come out with the herbs that she got from the little alienage.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's something. We might need something else, though.
What do you need?
Well, before I alarm everyone, let's wait and see what Jesper finds out from the Tevinter Mage.
Chael.
Yeah.
What is she?
Who?
Jesper. They wanted her back there. They were after her. Why? They said that you've been hiding her, that you have been protecting her. What are you protecting her from?
I don't think it's the time to get into all that. But you're right. I am protecting her, and I have been protecting her ever since she came into my care.
You don't think we all have a right to know? If it puts us all in danger?
To be honest, you know about as much as I do. I was contacted by someone who said they needed to hide a girl. When I went to meet them, they'd been ambushed. Most of them were killed. All I knew was that I had to keep moving, that someone would be looking for her eventually, so that's what I did. I don't know who they were. I don't know where she's from. All I know is the people who brought her to me, that she thinks were her parents, are not. But they'd been hiding her too. The one you saw down in the pit the other day, Scorius, the leader of the group that attacked us.
Mm-hmm.
I know him. He's a former Grey Warden. He works for
And
the
there could be
Darkspawn
former
now.
Grey Wardens.
Well,
So
he
it
decided
would
to
be,
throw in his lot with someone on the other side, and he's been after her for years.
so it would be the Darkspawn then that would be after her. What would the Darkspawn want with a simple mage?
I don't think it's the Darkspawn. There's someone or something behind them now. There's some sort of intelligence. Maybe there's an Archdaemon that we don't know about, but there's someone or something that's controlling them and using them. We saw it in the pit the other day when they got called off. I honestly don't know any more than you do. It just felt prudent to take her and keep moving and not let whatever was after her get her.
All right. Well, sorry about grabbing you by the collar before.
I would have
Maybe
done
it
the
was a
same
little
thing.
bad.
I would have done the same thing. Don't worry about it.
She'll kind of brush him off.
You're a good one, Iona. I never took offense of it. And I'm glad that you got your eye on her. She needs friends more than she needs anything else. It's really
we
all
can
she's
trust
got.
these two from Tevinter.
Fuck no. We're from Tevinter. But we might need them, so... For what it's worth, I trust Gereon. And he sent them with us, so...
A Magister.
Gereon's alright.
If you say so.
They can't all be bad, can they?
You'd be surprised.
Let's go find out if this one is bad or what the hell's going on with her.
Well, whatever it is, she's wrapped up with demons.
May not be her fault. She got
Never
infected
is.
and she didn't know. Come on.
Iona will go follow after Chael.
As he's walking, he said, "You know, that's one of the problems with being a Grey Warden. There nowhere in the oath does it say, I will help some people and not some others when it comes to the Darkspawn. It's kind of a blanket statement."
But don't you wanna just help certain people? Not Tevinter?
Good people everywhere. Some people in Tevinter were just born there, and just trying to make a living like the rest of us. Suffering. Not good. Regardless of who it visits. And I may not trust most of the Tevinter Magisters. I certainly don't trust most of the Tevinter Magisters, but I'd take a Tevinter Magister over a Darkspawn any day.
Well, that's because you're not an elf.
Fair enough. Getting anything there, kid?
Am I?
How about you go ahead and make me a magic roll?
Aye. This feels a little important, so I'll go ahead and use one of my dragon barks for this.
What do you have as skills in your magic?
In my magic, I have entropy. That's it.
Yeah, okay, no.
That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I got. Okay, so that's okay. And then drop the lowest. That's 14 plus 17 total.
Excellent. Whilst that is all going on, what is Theodora doing other than drinking from the biggest mug ever invented by magic?
I think because Iona has now drifted over close to the people that she doesn't want to be overheard talking by, because she doesn't like Chell anymore. I think she's going to be occupying her time. It takes a minute to cast the spell Douse. So can I cast my spell Douse to try and locate a real Ring of the Ferryman? It says you extend your senses throughout a 100-yard radius to locate a desired object.
Go ahead.
That's all it says. It just happens. It says test, none.
Excellent. You have one in your pocket.
Oh, God. Okay, she was a little bit hoping that it was like a fake one.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what to do with that information. I think she's going to keep a really close eye, knowing that this is like, as far as she knows for sure, the real thing. She's just going to keep an eye on Jesper for a while at a distance and keep an eye on what's happening.
Okie dokie. Jesper, you reach out with your magic and you can clearly feel that Viola is not currently here. There is a tether from her into the Fade, and you get the sense that she is being kept, or her soul at least is being kept in the Fade currently.
And I imagine if I want to get to her, I probably also need to be in the Fade.
Yeah, you would need to know a ritual that would allow you to go into the Fade, or you would need to be able to go there through sleep.
Yeah. That sleep sounds like the thing that Jesper definitely wants to do the most right now, for sure.
What do you got, kid?
Unfortunately, you were right. She's not here. She's in the Fade. There's something keeping her there. Her soul.
All right. Everyone gather around. Our friend here is unfortunately tainted by the Darkspawn. It's several weeks in. The changes might start to happen at any time. She's also currently, according to Jesper, locked up in the Fade somewhere, tethered to it, which means that any demon or shade that happens by might decide to pop through her body and on top of us at any time. I can possibly do something for her, but we need to get her back from wherever she is in the Fade.
That would require getting there, yes?
That would require getting there.
Do you have any suggestions for that?
I don't. I was hoping that one of the half a dozen mages we got here would have something for me. You need to go to sleep. Is that the best way to do it?
That's the only way I know how to do it.
I do know, like, what ritual spell thing. I'm not very good at using it.
What does not very good mean?
You're very polite and diplomatic, sir.
Does it mean that it doesn't work?
No, it works sometimes.
Can Jesper help you?
Maybe, potentially.
What's like the percentage? Like a 60-40?
If you
80,
teach
20?
me the ritual, I can help you with the ritual.
I mean, I can try it, but I don't think it's gonna can't be worse than what's happening now, I guess.
Yeah, no, it definitely can't be worse than what's happening now. Braun should be back any minute. Iona, I'm gonna need you to go and get me something. I'm gonna need you and Braun to go and get me some Darkspawn blood.
What?
There's a whole bunch of them kicking around. Find one that's isolated, kill it, and bring me back some of its blood.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a super easy task.
You can do this. I got faith in you.
I guess you guys will just go to sleep in La La Land then. All right.
Well, I don't know if they're going to go to sleep or if they're going to unzip the world and go through a portal or something, but I'm sure they'll figure it out. Take, Braun should be back here, and go with Braun and,
I think as soon as Iona sees Braun coming back towards where they camp, she's just gonna beeline towards him and grab him by the ear and start dragging him away from the camp again.
Rip Braun.
Hold on a second. Hold on. If Jesper helps you do the ritual, do you need to go in the Fade also? Or can Jesper go alone?
Do I know that? I don't know that. Me, Gina doesn't know that.
Yeah, it's either way. Basically, you can open the doorway for somebody else. You can do it with her, which would help. And then you can open the door for someone, and she's the only one that goes through if that's how you want to do it, or you both go through.
Would it, I would assume I'd have to maintain the spell the entire time that Jesper is there?
No, it's just to open the portal. Coming back is a different thing from the other side.
Okay. I mean, Jesper can go alone, but then I'm not sure how Jesper would get back. You have to
And I don't think Viola knows me very well. I'm not sure if she knows me at all, if she's been semi-possessed this whole time. So I think you should come with me, Theodora, since the two of you are friends.
All right, start working on that. And as all that's going on, the other elf that was there, Solwyn, will come to you, Iona, and say, I'll go with you. I know the tunnels around here. I'll guide you to some places where we can sometimes find some of them isolated.
Great. Come on, lover boy. And she's gonna gesture to Braun.
I want to go see. Ow.
Nope.
Why are you pulling? Don't pull my ear.
No long goodbyes. Come on.
Don't. And he's looking at, and he waves, and Jesper as he's being pulled away. What do you need to do this thing?
Mostly some time and
You
quiet.
you need lyrium dust also.
Maybe some lyrium dust, if
We're in the lyrium mine. I'm assuming we can find that somewhere.
probably. I feel like it would have been nice for her friend. Well, I guess. But I don't. Now that she's gotta think this through, she's hedging a lot on this because it's she doesn't like being the leader of doing projects. She's not a very project management type.
I think seeing you kind of waffle, Chael will step forward and say, look, that's one of two choices. Either you open the portal and we try to save your friend, or we kill her right now so that she's not a problem. Now, either way works for me. So, make up your mind. And if you're going to open the portal, get to work and...
Okay, we'll find some lyrium dust, but...
I'll get on the lyrium dust. You guys start drawing your circles or whatever it is you need to do.
She's muttering to herself, make a lot of assumptions how attached I am to other people.
As you start preparing the ritual, and the other gang starts heading out into the tunnels to try and find a darkspawn to bring back some blood. what you're going to do is, Jesper and Theodora, one of you is going to give me a magic test, and because the other one is helping, you will roll as if you had a dragon mark. So figure out which one of you two wants to make the roll.
How good are you at magic again, Theodora?
What school of magic would this be? Would this be like a
Yes.
spirit
It would be
class
spirit.
magic?
It would be spirit.
Okay.
I am very good at that, actually.
I think perhaps you should do that then, since this is your ritual and your class of spell.
I know I'm like passed out and not a part of this, but I'm also really good at spirit magic as well. So be like very receptive to whatever is going on, you know, like I'm not closed off.
Well, you're going to be very helpful for us getting
I'm
back.
Just saying. Yeah, see, I'm just.
Oh my god.
So go ahead and all right, so the way this works is you have to give me a magic spirit test, and it will take 10 minutes minus your willpower to do the ritual. It requires, as I said, 50 silver pieces, no problem, and some powdered lyrium, which you will get from the mine. And that's all it is right now. So go ahead and make a spirit test. You're muted.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just counting. I rolled real bad. I rolled real bad. 7, 8, 9, 10. I only rolled a 14 total.
Okay, well, you're pretty lucky because the target number is 10, actually.
Oh.
That's pretty simple. So the two of you set up, get delirium dust, get everything that you need, perform the ritual. It basically requires that you enter into a meditative state. So the two of you sit down, do that. It'll take approximately 7 or 8 minutes, depending on how much willpower you have.
Yeah, it's 7.
And as you sit there and meditate and perform the ritual, you'll start seeing the veil between you and the Fade start to shimmer and become translucent. And as you're doing it, you'll start seeing the tether that goes from Viola's body into the Fade. And you'll see that it leads off into a very specific direction. And it's the Fade, so it doesn't really look like anything. It just looks like somewhat, devastated piece of strange land with weird trees and things of that nature, and this kind of strange green vapor that sort of permeates through everything. But after a few moments, you'll find yourself ready and able to step through. Is there anything you want to do before you do that?
Are you sure you did this right?
I am mostly positive. It looks like the Fade.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does definitely look like the Fade.
Could I have I'm going to I'm just going to take out like one of my other like handkerchiefs or like some sort of piece of cloth or something that I am very personally familiar with, and I'm going to could you hold this in case we get like separated or something, and then I can locate objects, but I can't I can't find people. So if we get lost, it would be useful if you had something that I knew how to locate.
That's a really good idea, Theodora. And she's gonna take the handkerchief with her uninjured hand, and she's gonna put it into her pocket. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Shall we?
And just before you step in, you'll feel Chael's hand on your shoulder, Jesper, and he'll say, "Be careful in there, kid. When you come back, I'll tell you everything you need to know."
She looks at him with just this uncertainty that I don't think Chael has ever seen Jesper look at him with. She always looks to him for everything, for every answer. But since waking up, she seemed a bit reticent. But she'll nod and she'll smile. Sir, yes, sir?
You got this, kid.
Could I, while this is happening, I'm going to try and, I'm going to kneel down, or I'm going to try and look like I'm, rearranging Viola's hair or just doing a last check. And could I try and surreptitiously move the handkerchief that I have the ring in and put it in Viola's clothes somewhere? I don't want this ring with me in the Fade.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a dexterity. If you have stealth, you can use that. Otherwise,
I do indeed have stealth.
Excellent.
I'm going to use a dragon mark for this. Which die do I want to use? They've all been mean to me. Okay. Okay, actually pretty good. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 total.
Okay.
No doubles.
You managed to slip it in to one of her pockets, and you don't think that anyone has noticed.
Okay.
The two of you find yourselves in the Fade, and because of the tether that is tying Viola to the place where she is, you find your way easily enough through the Fade, and after a short walk through this strange land that is this land of dreams, you approach what appears to be a home. You recognize it, Theodora, as a very upper class home in Minrathis, in the capital of Tevinter. It's got that Tevinter architecture to it. The tether, the link, leads directly to that house.
Does anything unusual, does it seem like there's anything unusual about her, or it's just totally average?
Just an
Nothing
average upper class Minrathis house.
Okay. Well,
Jesper's happy to just walk up to the front door.
While Theodora's fidgeting and fretting in the back.
She's keen.
Theodora's checking the windows. And
Jesper doesn't want to spend more time here than she has to presently. So she walks up to the front door. And she kind of glances back at Theodora, and then she'll knock.
You knock. The knock echoes through almost as if the house is empty. But you don't hear anyone responding to the knock.
I try to open the door.
No problem. You push the door open. It opens onto a sort of dining room, kitchen sort of area. You see a long table. At the other end is a door that leads presumably to the actual kitchens, where this type of place would certainly have servants or slaves in it. So there'd be like a kitchen in the back. But you see this big, long dining table. You see portraits of family members hanging around. You see a portrait of the Archon of the Tevinter Imperium. And sitting at the table amidst a pile of books and doing some very serious work in a notebook is a very young girl with long curly red hair. And the second you see her, you recognize her immediately as Viola. She's sitting at that dining table alone, and it's this kind of image where you're at one end and there's this kind of distorted, sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever, like this kind of weird sort of distended point of view where the table appears to be really, really long and kind of go really far and then gets very narrow. And at the end alone is this little red-haired girl who's just kind of working on her books and surrounded by piles of them with a couple of candles. And as you walk in, you can hear coming from some other room the sound of a couple of adults talking very loudly, maybe arguing. in one of the other rooms or somewhere else in the house. The girl is very, very serious. She's being very careful how she writes out everything. Once in a while she blows hair and one of her little curls kind of flips up, and she continues to work, and once in a while she stops and kind of listens to what's going on and then returns to her work and keeps writing.
Is this where Viola grew up?
I don't know her well enough.
Oh, I thought you two were friends.
No, that's the thing that other people said.
Okay, I see. I'm sorry for presuming. I think we should probably talk to her.
Yeah.
Are you good with children?
No, I'm not good with anybody. Go.
We'll work on that. Jasper approaches this young Viola, and she's going to say, "Excuse me."
And as you approach her, she looks up to you and becomes evanescent, almost kind of like a puff of smoke, and starts to dissipate, as do the books and the papers on the table. The voices in the other room disappear also.
Huh. Is the thread still threading somewhere?
Yeah.
No,
it stopped. It stopped at the door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have to find where her actual soul is. The Fade is a dream as much as it is anything else, and maybe we're in her memories. Come on, we should take a look around. Yeah,
Theodora is happy to let Jesper walk into any potentially dangerous rooms first.
Mm-hmm. And Jesper's happy to walk into any potentially dangerous rooms, so it works out.
Theodora made no promises to keep this.
You push through a door and find yourself in a library. Sitting at a windowsill is a slightly older Viola, perhaps 9 or 10 years old. She's sitting on the windowsill, and you can see on the table nearby again a bunch of books and even more papers and scrolls and all sorts of magic study accoutrement. And as she's sitting on the windowsill playing with one of her long red locks, the hair has just grown even more generous and longer in the years since. She's sitting outside and is staring, and you can hear the sound of children playing out on the other side of the window.
She seems like she was a very lonely child.
Many are.
Were you?
It's not relevant, is it?
It might be.
I do a quick check, I know it's Fade, but a quick visual check of all our corners, our doors.
It just seems to be what you would expect a sort of library like this in a house like this to be. As you're checking around, you hear from another room the voice of an older woman admonishing Viola, telling her to finish off her studies before bed and to stop wasting time. With a bit of a sigh, Viola leaves the window and the children playing outside and returns to the desk where she sits down and picks up a quill and starts working again.
Viola?
As you say that, she looks up at you, and again comes this mist that just spreads out. And the room is then empty.
Okay. This is getting admittedly a little tedious, I think.
It's the Fade.
Onward.
After you.
Theodora will look for our next door, a little grumpily.
You push through into the next room, which appears to be Viola's bedroom. She's an adolescent here, but still young, maybe 13, 14 years old. Her mother is fussing over her dress and saying, "This event at the Chantry is very important for us, Viola. The Octavians have always had a good standing. At least we did before your father. Well, no matter. It's up to you now to bring a measure of good standing to the Octavian family name. Make the best impression possible, and remember to hurry back after. You should put in an hour or two of studies before you go to bed to make up for the time lost going to this reception. Don't disappoint me, Viola. It's all in your hands now."
Do I have enough of a sense of like what is this reception being referred to and what the family drama here is?
So you get the sense that it's just, a regular sort of celebration at the Chantry. She's not wearing anything special, just like her nice clothes kind of thing. So you get the sense that it's probably just one of, the myriad of events that are held at the Chantry, that someone of this standing would be expected to attend.
Yeah, like some social spring gala type situation.
Something like that. You can see when you look at Viola the sort of the weight that's on her shoulder, but also the determination now that's there. Before she was a bit sort of wistful and, a bit kind of, annoyed at the work perhaps, but now there's this kind of determination of, taking what her mother says very seriously and wanting to kind of live up to that and do good and, step up for her family.
Is there anything like before this all fades to smoke and dust? Is there anything notable in the room? Does she have any I don't know where I was going with this. I had examples and then it just went out of my head. Is there anything identifiable about what might have happened, or if there's anything strange or interesting or
go ahead.
Illuminating about this?
Yeah, I'll have you go ahead and give me a cunning roll or a perception roll. You have searching, so you can go ahead and use that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything useful about this that we can maybe find her, or any hooks that might be useful. Oh, I always roll so bad. 4, 1. I rolled double ones. I don't think that's useful in this situation.
It's not very good, though.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
For reasons that pass your understanding, Jesper, Theodora is very obsessed with this strange-looking plant that's in one of the corners of the room.
Listen, I'm a healer. I'm very interested in plants.
As you notice her checking on that plant, you see the image of Viola and her mother again kind of dissipate into smoke, and you notice that there's an open door that seems to lead to a set of stairs that go up. And as you...
Jesper's going there immediately.
As you approach that, you hear a voice from upstairs. Someone is talking, and you can hear that voice coming down all the way the stairs from where you are.
Is it a familiar?
It had to be you. You betrayed us. Only you knew what we were doing. We told no one else, and now she's dead because of you.
You recognize Viola's voice.
Yikes.
Yikes. Jesper climbs the stairs, not really sparing any glances back towards Theodora, who seemed far too engrossed in the flora of the house.
You climb the stairs, and as you get to the second landing, we cut to somewhere in the mine, the Lyrium mine, where Iona, Braun, and I forget his name. Solwyn are making their way through various tunnels. Braun being a Grey Warden, he has a sense. He can feel the Darkspawn when they're nearby, and a few times now he's managed to kind of guide you somewhere else when there was like, too much of a big group coming or something like that. You realize as you walk around that you had been told by Solwyn that there was upstairs or somewhere around here a brood mother, and that there were a lot of Darkspawn around it. Now you hear them as you walk through the tunnels, and you're keeping it dark. You're moving silently. Something has riled them up. You can hear down various corridors growling, screaming, scratching. You can hear movement. You can hear wet gurgling sounds. You can hear very disturbing emanations coming down several corridors, and you keep sort of moving around and hiding out, and a few times you kind of just manage to hide as a large group of them go by, and they seem to be agitated. It's clear that the fight that you guys had, plus all the magic that was kind of released, reached their ears and riled them up. But it's more than that, because as they're moving, you get the sense that they're very much looking for something specific, like they're being guided. At some point, as you've kind of climbed up into a little niche and or a little hidey hole and are waiting for a group to go by, Braun tells you, "I'll stay here. I'll be back. I'm gonna go scout this out. Don't move. I'll be right back." And he slips out, never to be seen again. No, he just slips out.
No.
And I prevented him from saying goodbye.
Right?
And as he slips away, Solwyn will sort of come up to you and go, "We can leave now if you want. I know the way out of here. I know the way to get us back to the surface."
What do you mean?
I mean, leave. They're gonna die. There's no way. The Darkspawn are way too active right now. They're gonna find them, and they're in no state to fight. There's dozens and dozens of them down here, and they're ferocious. They're guarding the brood mother. They're going to find them, and they're going to kill everyone. But right now, I can lead you out of here. My people are just on the surface, just a few hours of march from here.
Can't just leave them.
Look, they're your friends. They're good people. They're people that you like. I get that. I'm not disputing that or anything. I just think that there's nothing to be done, and well, they're human.
I think he'll see an actual, realization pop onto Iona's face. That they are human and they're not her people. But there's a lot of confliction as well. I know they're human. I know that, but I made a promise. I can't go back on that.
A promise is one thing. If it's feasible to keep it, but staying here is not going to help them, and it's just going to get you killed. You're a follower of Mythal, right? I can see it from the Valislan on your face.
Yes.
You know that. You know the Dread Wolf was just trying to help her, right?
What are you talking about? He's the one who betrayed her. He's the one who betrayed all of them.
He was trying to save her.
Oh, and how do you know this? Privy to some secrets of the people, while the rest of us are what, in the dark? That we don't know anything?
He's coming back. He's coming back. We've seen the signs.
What signs?
He's coming back, and when he does, he's going to take care of his people.
His people?
All of us.
Like he took care of Mythal, and he took care of all of the other ones, all of the other Evanuris.
He did.
Elgranon and Solace and all of them.
He tried to save Mythal. He loved her.
I get it. I get it. You're mad. That's what it is. You're crazy.
No, I'm just saying.
You're part of some cult. That's what your little clan is in the plains. You're part of some cult to the Dread Wolf. Is that it?
I don't know if cult's the word I'd use. All we want is for our people to stop suffering needlessly, for our people to stop being spread out everywhere without a home, without connection to the rest of us. We were here long before everybody else. Long before all of them. And all we've done since they've come here is suffer. And some of these are your friends. I get that. I understand that. You've done what you had to do to get by, to survive. You need friends. But are they really your family? Are they really your people? When was the last time that you saw a human truly reach out a hand to help? You've seen the alienages. You've seen what they've done to your people, the exalted marches. And now they've got our people in their cities so twisted around that they're worshiping the very God that ordered these exalted marches against our people. They've got everyone completely confused, turned around, poisoned. And I'm not saying they all have to die. I'm just saying that we have to find a way to come together again and to reclaim our rightful place. And if it demands the type of fury that the Dread Wolf brings, then it is righteous fury. Don't tell me that's not what's in your heart. Okay to like individuals. But especially Tevinter, you've seen what Tevinter has done to her people. I see them all the time, running away, risking the dangers of the Silent Plains, willing to accept a life of complete squalor just so that they can escape Tevinter and what the people there put them through. That's the ones who can escape. That's the ones who are lucky enough to be able to escape.
And what would Mythal think of me if I were to turn my back on the people who offered me refuge when my own turned me away? Jesper, Chael, Ron, They took me in when I was exiled by my clan. They offered me that hand. Despite being Dalish, despite being an elf. Are they not my people in that sense? Are they not my family?
I understand that. I understand that a few of them mean something to you. And if it made any sense at all, I meant it yesterday when I said I would guide the lot of you out of here, but that was before it became an impossible task. The two of us can probably slip through. All of them, with the wounded, one of them tied to the Fade, and gods know what's going to come through that, and tainted on top of that. First of all, we can't bring them to my people. That would be like opening the doors to the enemy. And I get it, Iona. I get that you care for some of them. And some of them I get are worth caring for. I'm not denying that.
But they're not our people.
They are not.
I think as he continues to talk, the fight and the objection that was on Iona's face slowly disappears. All right. Let's get out of here.
All right. It's the right thing to do. There's much to accomplish still, and you can play such a major role in that. And you can help so many more people than the few here.
If he really is coming back, the Dreadwolf, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
There's someone in the camp who knows about this. I'll introduce you.
She'll gesture for him to lead the way.
And he will lead you. Meanwhile, back in the Fade. You come up the stairs, and as you hit the landing, you see Viola, and in the room with her, you see Marite, the Blood Mage, that was being brought for interrogation, the one that escaped. She's currently being held in some kind of strange greenish film, kind of like a cocoon. She's over the family mantelpiece, sort of wrapped up there. You can see as Viola is questioning her, you can see that there are tentacles of entropic energy that are emanating from Viola and are kind of hooked to Marite, and you can see pain in Marita's face as it contorts. And as you come up on the landing, Viola turns to see you. Viola, you see Jesper come up.
Have we actually? We did meet briefly.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did meet very briefly.
Briefly. Okay.
3 minutes tops.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute. It was discussed. Oh, you're here. Oh, that might be helpful. I've been trying to get her to tell me where the others are hiding. But she has some sort of protection spell that I don't think I can break without blood magic. You have to help me. You're a mage. You have to help me, right?
Violet, do you know where you are right now?
Of course. And we don't have any time to waste.
Indulge me. Where are we?
Would I know where we're at? Bleak. Would I have any idea what's
Yeah,
that
you're in your childhood home.
Okay. We are in my childhood home. We are fulfilling a mission. What answer are you seeking? We don't have a lot of time here. I don't know if you've noticed as she gestures her hands with all the tendrils kind of around. I'm not sure you understand. We are losing time here.
Theodora, you hear their voices.
Can I tell? Is Marite is Marite just kind of a vision of the Fade, or is Marite in
go ahead and make, you can go ahead and make a perception.
Okay.
Theodora, you do hear voices coming from upstairs.
I'm going to, as quietly as possible, go up the room. 'Cause I'm
Hey
assuming I
guys.
can't-
Hold on a second, Todd. Quietly as possible, as in with stealth?
Yes, because I assume I can't hear what they're saying, but I could probably
Go
work
ahead
out
and roll your stealth.
tone.
What did you get, Todd?
So. So that's a 3.
Amazing. I love that for you.
There's nothing to indicate to you that she's not there. You can see, you can hear the pain in her voice as these tentacles are digging into her. You can see the pain in her face as she's contorting you. She appears to be very, very real.
Okay.
That's 14 with a dragon mark. So I'll just.
All right, and since your perception test was solo, Jesper, I'm going to say that you don't notice that Theodora is there. However, Viola, if you want to make a perception check, you got a 14, Theodora? Yeah.
A 9.
All right, you're too absorbed in your discussion and your torture to notice that, Theodora, you have slipped up to the door and you can hear what's going on.
I think Jesper has made the executive decision that she doesn't care if Marite is real or not, because Marite did some fucked shit and was in her head. So she's not going to focus on that. She's going to focus on where they are instead. Viola, we're not there. We're in the Fade.
I don't think you're quite paying attention. Are you? We're losing time, and I need your help. And the only power strong enough between the two of us to do this, to get us out of here. Do I look stupid to you? I know we just met, but we will be stuck here if we do not band together. And she's gonna pull against Marite, who's shifting in the chair, and you'll see the magic pulling with the two of them as she's trying to hold onto it. I'm running out of energy. I'm almost all dried up here. Are you going to help me or not?
There's another way.
I would prefer not to be stuck.
There's another way. We don't need to do this. Whatever this is.
I don't... Sure, run through the ideas that you have in the next about 10 seconds.
I brought Theodora with me. She can help us.
Who? Oh.
I know
Her.
you two aren't friends. She mentioned that you're not friends, but she can help
Not
us.
friends,
She's the
you
one who
say.
brought us. Well, she said that you two don't know each other very well. We all thought that you guys were friends, but you've kind of
Rich.
been here for a while. It's been a while. You're tainted. We have to get you out.
I have to keep her down.
It's not worth your life.
She's going to reach into her side and pull out a small dagger and quickly slice her hand, just like the side of her hand, and the blood is going to start oozing slightly.
As she starts to
We're
cast,
running out of time.
you can
Sorry,
see
go ahead.
the tentacles are turning red with the blood as she's using the energy that she's getting from the blood. You can feel the power that's gone from it. It's so potent, much more potent than you've ever really felt before. Marite starts to contort and scream in pain. You can see that there's like some kind of shield that starts to appear around, and it's got this red tinge as the spell that Viola is working is attempting to break through. This blood magic spell is attempting to break through, and it gives this red tinge to this sort of sphere of protection that's around her. And you can see it kind of shimmering as if it's kind of trying to break through, but Viola is concentrating, but the strain is very evident on her face. But what's kind of really happening to you, Jesper, is your cut finger starts to hurt, and you can feel blood that's starting to drip out of the wound. You can feel it in your hand, and as Viola is casting the blood magic, you can feel the power tingling in even the little bit of blood that's currently dripping from your wound down along your hand. It's right there. You can just tap into it.
No, we don't have to do this. This is enough now. Come
Peter,
with me.
What are you doing?
Could I... Okay, so to lay the scene of what Theodore understands right now. I'm still within the door. I presume that I can see into the room, not a great angle, is what I'm imagining. And what I understand is that Viola is trying to do what exactly with Marite?
What you can understand is that Viola has been trying to interrogate Marite to get the information where the others are hidden.
Okay.
But Marite's got some sort of protective spell from blood magic that's preventing Viola's magic from really kind of
And she's
getting
trying to
through
use...
and affecting her.
Yes, and she's trying to use blood magic to break through it.
Yeah.
I've decided that I have learned enough information here, and this is becoming a waste of time. Can I cast... I'm going to try and cast Dispel Magic on everything that is affecting Viola. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
Making a roll. What is this test? Where'd it go? This is a test versus the spell power of whatever spells and effects are currently affecting the subject. I need to make a spirit roll. I'm going to use a dragon mark for this because this seems important, and I have a lot of them. One of these days. I rolled a double 4. I don't know what that means. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hold on. What did I say? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then 20 total.
Excellent. So you reach out, cast Dispel Magic. You see the tentacles that Viola had been casting collapse in on themselves, and as you reach out and undo the weave of magic, suddenly standing in front of you is not Vila, is Merite. And as she turns to look at you, you realize that the person that's imprisoned in the cocoon is Vila.
Do I have time to cast another spell? Actually, no. Do I have time to cast a spell?
As you get your spells ready, Merite says, well, that didn't work like I wanted it to, and she begins to cast also. And on that note, we are going to take our break here. We have returned from our trip through the Fade. Nothing good ever happens in Fade. A well-known fact. Well-known fact. Just before the break, Iona abandoned everyone and run off with this slutty elf boy that she just met into the woods. Meanwhile, Jesper and Theodora had come to the realization that Vila was not Vila, but was in fact Merite, the Blood Mage that started this entire thing, and that who they thought was Merite being tortured was in fact Paria. And Paria, in addition to having lost half your mana points, I'm also going to say that you've lost half your hit points because a lot has happened to you. So just, adjust your character sheet accordingly. And
am I still at my hit points?
No, you would have lost some too. So we'll say that you've lost. I don't remember anyone healing you.
I'm currently at 21 of 42. So
okay, that's fine then.
Okay.
Gonna be a short fight. I like it like that.
Sorry, I got it.
You realize that it is in fact Merite. So Vila, the spell that was cast on Merite also broke the spell that was holding you in place. So you kind of loop out of this cocoon and just sort of slough down into the floor, covered in goop. But the tentacles and everything that were injuring you and kind of holding you in place are gone. The spell that made you look like Merite is gone, and you are yourself again. You recognize, of course, that you're in your home as you had seen before. And you're kind of coming online and seeing that Theodora and Jesper are here, and then Merite is in front of you. My friends, I think we need a little initiative.
Sure. Happy to do that.
$17 in total.
Okay.
Wait. Oh my god, I do this every time.
Uh-huh.
So Vila at 17?
Yes.
Okay.
I suddenly can't do
brother.
it.
Oh, brother.
13!
Oh, nice. 13 for Theodora.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And Jesper?
Yeah, that's a 7.
All right. Well, at 17, Vila, you get to go. You droop out of that cocoon.
Amazing.
You look up. You see Theodora and Jesper facing off against Merite. You see all three of them seem to be preparing to do something. You are on your hands and knees, and you notice that you're bleeding from several wounds already. You feel a little weakened.
How close? Okay, how close is
So you're like in
Merite to
you're like
me?
in a living room kind of situation. So everyone's kind of like easily within reach and within range.
Okay. In this moment, Vila is going to stay down on the ground, and you're going to see her spit blood on the floor. And as she wipes her mouth, she is going to cast Blood Wound on Marite.
Ooh,
And that is a stamina.
Nasty.
Yeah, it's very nasty. Everybody else is far enough. Yeah, that should be good. It should be. Give me just a second. Now I haven't rolled an actual spell, so to test it, what do I roll? Do I roll the
Yeah, so you roll on your magic, and if you have a
target takes
specialization or
1d6
whatever in the,
stamina? Yes.
so if you want, you can also
Okay, perfect,
open up
perfect.
the cheat sheet that I made for you guys, the link. But so making your making
I
your magic
apologize.
test is 3d6 plus your magic
There it is.
plus focus if it's applicable.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. It will be 3d6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18 points.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be 18, and then
So describe what
Yep.
happens.
Does it feel amazing? So as she casts this blood wound, you're gonna see Marite start to like squirm as her blood literally starts to boil within her, and it starts causing excruciating pain. The magic penetrates the muscles, and they failed that save. Something to be substance
They
affected
get to
by the
make a save,
spell.
right?
Yes. Yep. That should be it.
Okay. So blood starts to
They can
pour
only
out
take
of
a.
her. Yep, go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Since she failed, she can only take a minor action on her next turn as well.
What was the save with stamina?
Correct.
Stamina. Not a fail, actually. I mean, yeah, Constitution. Oh no, she didn't fail. She passed it. She's got a +3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boo. Okay, well.
But she took the damage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She screams in pain, and at 13, it is Theodora. You see Marite is kind of, staggered back a little bit. There's blood pouring out of her body. It's just as it's boiling, her skin is turning red, and she's obviously in a lot of pain. Like, this spell really took a lot out of her. You have seen blood magic a few times in your life, and it's always as grotesque and as kind of overwhelming as it sounds. It's always like this holy fuck kind of moment.
And I recognize that like Viola is using blood magic right now, right?
Oh yeah.
She's feeling a lot less confident about this rescue mission right now. How close is Jesper to me?
Close enough. Like I said, you're in a small room, so you could reach her easily enough.
Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm going to point at Marite, and I'm going to cast Force Field. You surround a subject within 25 yards with a protective field of magical force that does a bunch of things, but the most important thing here is the subject is immune to damage. They cannot move from the spot. So wherever Marite is, Marite stays. cannot make ranged or melee attacks, give or receive items. Spells that do not cause direct damage still work. I will decide to I can spend a bunch of additional points to add a bunch of rounds. I'm going to decide that Marite has to stay there for 4 rounds. Because I have the mana points to decide that.
Amazing.
I've been deleting, yes, 10.
So
10.
you see this sphere that appears around Marite, and right away she realizes what's happening. And she's like, oh, how dare you? How dare you? And you can see that she's just wanting to like unleash something at you, but she knows it's not gonna.
I'm going to grab Jesper by the hand, and I'm going to try. Byla, in my mind, is on her own now, and I'm going to start dragging Jesper toward the door and down the stairs. I don't know how far I can actually take Jesper, but that is.
Well, you start heading towards the door. On her turn, there's not much that Marite can do. She screams. She looks at Byla, and she says, "It was you! I know you did it! I know you betrayed us! You may get away from me now, but I will find you! I will strip the flesh from your bones!" She died because of you! She's just like hectoring
She
you.
spits again. Whoever gave you your information is wrong. This entire time. I guess.
At 7, Jesper.
Who?
Theodore trying to drag you toward the door.
She's getting dragged by Theodora. She's like, they're here for Viola. She's not leaving without Viola. So I think she's like not going to like pull herself out of Theodora's hold, but she's going to like reach her hand out to Viola. Like, come with us. You need to come with us.
Thank you, Raven Sarah, gifting a hail to Gina, giving Gina a extra dragon mark. Thank you very much, Rolling Nomads, for rolling in like the nomads that you are and giving us a little raid here as we're playing some Dragon Age, and you roll in just as the blood magic is flying left, right, and center, and the bonds of, I don't know, friendship between this entire party are being frayed to the point of perhaps severing. And yes, Gina, as the hugest cup you've ever seen in your life. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you guys. Tot, what's it gonna be? You reach out to Pirate. You reach out to.
I reach out to Viola. Tell her that she needs to come with us. We'll explain everything. We need to leave. I don't think she does anything. Yeah.
We're back up to the top then at Viola. You see Jesper being dragged away by Theodora. You see her reach out her hand to you, telling you to come with them. You can tell that Marite is encased in some kind of protective sphere that's preventing her from doing anything. You don't know how long that's going to last.
Okay.
What do you do?
I think when Jesper reaches her hand out, there's a moment where Viola like gets up and is about to cast another spell, but then reaches for Jesper's hand, and all like bloody and gunky, she'll go with you.
Yes. One thing goes right.
All three of you, one pulling the other, roll out of that room. You hear Marite screaming, and Viola, as you round the corner and start heading down the stairs, the last thing you hear from her is, "The only thing you got wrong is that there are 3 of us."
Hello?
You run down the stairs, her words echoing. Theodora, you know you only have a matter of a few moments.
Yeah.
You guys run down. as you're running through this house, it is now empty. There is nothing. There's no furniture. There are no people. As you head towards the door itself becomes evanescent, starts to kind of disappear. If you want to leave the fade, you're going to have to give me, each and every one of you, a test. You are going to give me a willpower check, each one
I'm
of
shook.
you.
I'll bet.
You have a penalty of 5.
This is just a flat willpower.
Oh, yep. Flat willpower, you have a difficulty of 5. So if you want to use some dragon marks, might not be a bad idea.
I'm doing that. I'm sure doing that. Do you think I'm being particularly courageous right now?
This Airbnb sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
13 with a dragon mark.
Okay. I rolled double 5s, which is fun.
13.
We have a penalty of 5?
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
penalty. Subtract that 13.
Mark 5.
Bring me down to 8.
Okay, I'm doing math. I'm doing some quick maths here for the team.
I'm doing 13. I have 13, and then I'm going to use 3 dragon die.
I have an 11.
3. 17 in total, and that is with the 5 penalty.
And Theodora,
8.
you want to spend some dragon mark to add dice?
Now let's see what happens.
2 dragon
Amazing.
marks, you can roll another d6.
Now let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
And what happens is that, meanwhile,
Oh my god.
in the deep roads,
You son of a bitch.
you
I would like to do something before we actually leave the spot that
yeah, absolutely.
Ron left. I'm going to take out a little piece of parchment, and I'm gonna write a little note to Jesper, and all it's going to say is Malasuladin Nadas.
And will she know what that means?
Probably not.
Cool.
You follow Solon through tunnels. He seems to know where he's going. A few times you almost run into some dark spawn. You hide out. I'm going to ask you to give me 1 dexterity stealth roll just to get a kind of basic idea of whether or not you get out of here completely unscathed or...
Okay. That's actually not very good. 2, 5, 6, 8, 11.
Okay.
But
Pretty
I can re-roll it because I have scouting, so I can re-roll a stealth test if I fail it.
You're good.
Okay.
Yep. You will, after a few hours of quiet travel, as you're trying not to attract attention, will feel for the first time in a while a breath of fresh air sort of come towards you. You've seen a lot of tracks from Darkspawn. You realize that what Solon was saying is true, that they raid the surface for food to bring to the Broodmother wherever she is, and you're kind of pretty happy to be leaving that behind without running into that. Though I had that entire encounter set up in case you went there, so just so you know.
I'm really glad I didn't do that. I'm really glad I abandoned everyone.
You eventually come out into the Silent Plains. The area was devastated during the war, and there is very little now that remains of it. It's arid. There's nothing that grows here. It's just this kind of blasted land. Would you have been here before?
I don't think that Iona would have traveled super close to Tevinter.
Okay. As you come out, Solwyn will say, it's not much to look at, but if you do know where to look, there are good things to be found here, and we've acclimated to it.
The way of the river, right?
Yes, exactly. We don't force anything. We divert and find a new path and eventually keep moving forward. That is the entire point of our belief, what we do. It's about finding a way forward, and the ways of yesterday may not be of any use, and the new ways offered to us by the humans and everyone else is also not to our liking. So we keep moving forward until we find what we need, and we invariably do. The place is a little harsh, but it beats living in an alienage.
Why did you not travel to the east towards Arlethan or down towards the Dales?
When we gathered here, and as he's speaking, you begin walking down into the plains. When we gathered here, we started seeing almost immediately signs of the Dreadwolf. We spent quite a bit of time arguing, discussing amongst each other what that meant, what it meant for us. There was a lot of soul searching amongst the entire clan, and as we were formulating our philosophy, how we wanted to live, one thing was certain: we did not want what the humans were offering us, and we did not feel that the old ways had done us much good. The old ways led to the current situation. As we continue to interrogate ourselves and talk amongst each other, there were disagreements, of course, and it was not without severe conflict in certain times, but eventually we came to see that the only way is forward. The only way is to bend and twist, but to keep moving forward until we've amassed enough strength in our current that we become unstoppable. And that is where we're at, and I think more than anything it's brought back a sense of pride to our people. Proud to be who we are, proud to survive, proud to be looking to the future. We are the children. We will make a new world for ourselves that fits what we want now. But we've spent a lot of time arguing with each other and interrogating ourselves and looking deep into our own hearts to find what we wanted.
And what will you do to those who don't want to follow this way?
That's the thing about the river. People are free to follow whatever way they want. If someone attempts to stop a river, they get overrun, but if they are content with letting the river be, then there's no need for the river to injure them. I understand that you're from the Dales, and I understand that you've been exiled, you said.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of tomorrow, Iona, when you think of tomorrow and when you think of yourself in tomorrow, not the other people that were around you and the things you may or may not hold. And when you think of yourself, what is it that you see?
I think Iona furrows her brows. I've never been asked that question before. Never really thought about it much. When I was with the clan, I hunted and provided for the clan. The clan was always the priority. And then when we left, I was there to protect my partner, and then he's gone now, and so I thought it was my duty to protect those around me. Still, I don't know what I am without that.
You define yourself and your worth and your wants entirely based on others?
I guess based on how useful I am to them.
What do you get out of this? How does this help you grow and achieve what you want to achieve?
I suppose it doesn't.
The most difficult part of what we've done so far was figuring out what we wanted. How we wanted to live. What rules we were willing to live by. What we were willing to do and not willing to do. Those are difficult questions to ask, let alone answer. But you can't really begin on the path until you've asked those questions and answered them. And the answers may change in time. New things may come to light or new circumstances, but if you're going to start walking, you need a direction. The river has to move. If it doesn't move, it becomes a stagnant pond and disease festers in it.
I think as they're walking, Iona takes on this almost childlike demeanor, where she sort of almost folds in on herself a little bit and her head's down as she's sort of contemplating his words. Definitely unusual for her. But she's taking in what he's saying. And how many people do you have? You claim to be a raging river, ready to take on the world.
I did not say we were ready to take on the world. I did say that we were growing. There are a good number of us. We have 3 different home clans that make up the greater clan. There are refugees from Tevinter joining us all the time. There are others from the Dales that find us, and the river swells every day with every rain. The river grows.
And do you think if it continues to grow, we'll have a chance? You saw what happened with Arlethan. We saw what happened with the Dales between Tevinter and Orlais. Do you think that you could withstand that might?
I believe so, because of who is going to be at our side.
Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf.
You see, Fen'Harel did not kill Mythal. It was the others who did. She had gone to warn them that the path they were on was folly. She had been warned by the Dreadwolf. He had done as I did today with you, asked her to leave them. She didn't. She went back to them. Was it hubris? Who knows? But she went back to them. And she told them, and in their anger, they killed her. And they blamed it on him.
So we've gotten it wrong this entire time. And how do you know this?
There is one in the camp who speaks with much authority on this. One who's been around for some time and has seen empires rise and fall. Was seen more bloodshed than any other.
Sorry if I find that hard to believe. Such a being exists.
Well, you'll meet him presently. Can I ask you a question?
Of course, nothing better to do.
Why were you and your partner exiled?
A bad call on my part that ended with my clanmates dying. We were on an expedition looking for some sort of magical, ancient, elven magical artifact. My partner, he loved that. He loved the history, the lore, and he triggered something while we were in the temple, and I had to decide.
What did you have to decide?
Whether to let the clanmates that came with us die or save them. And I let them die.
Why?
Because he wanted that artifact.
You did it to please him.
I did a great many things to please a great many people.
At the moment of making that decision, did you feel in your heart of hearts that it was the right one? Or did you doubt yourself even then?
I knew immediately I made the wrong decision. I treated the lives of our people like they didn't matter, when every single one of us does. And I diminished our people by that much more.
Sorry.
It's my burden to bear.
Do you think you'll ever be able to forgive yourself?
No. Not in this lifetime.
Maybe in time. Maybe if you save enough lives, if you help enough of our people, that their numbers multiplying down the generations.
Maybe the flow of the river will ebb away the guilt.
Fenarel felt guilt for what happened to Mythal. His first inclination was to embody the dread wolf, to destroy, to eat, to kill, and he did so for a very long time. And when he finally was able to take a step back and see what he'd wrought, what his guilt had brought to this world, nothing but more pain and blood and misery, he realized that he had it all wrong. You save lives. You guide people. You help them. That is how you sow seeds. Come. Let's go see him. The one who knows.
She'll follow after him.
Back in the Fade.
Mm-hmm.
You run. You try to concentrate, try to reach across the veil, try to open a way through. Viola, you feel the blood that's on your skin that you've shed, that you've been using for power. Tingles, erupts with power, and with almost no effort at all, you open a way for yourself. Step through.
Okay.
Just behind you, Jesper. With some difficulty, manages to squeak through. And you step through, find yourselves tumbling down on the ground at your camp. Chael and Mireille moving to you right away. There's no sign of Theodora.
It's like laying. What? Oh! What? Oh! Oh no! Did whatever she opened, did it close directly behind them?
Not really like an actual portal. It's more a
okay.
fading,
I just
kind
like
of phasing
phased.
through, yeah.
Okay.
You look behind you and you can see the veil kind of, becoming opaque again and sort of being replaced by the real world, and
Wait.
there's no Theodora anywhere.
No, she was right there. She was holding my hand. Wait.
Did you let her go, or did she let herself go?
No, I don't know. She was holding my hand.
Did she fumble? Did she trip?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I held on and you held on and reach near you, I guess. Oh, as she sits up. Oh, see if she's... Can you touch her? Is she... And Viola is reaching around to see if she can feel Theodora anywhere around them for whatever reason.
There's nothing there. Chael comes to you.
Okay.
Jasper. Oh, you're right, kid. You found her.
But Theodora's still in there. She can get out, right? She opened the way for us to get in. She can get herself out.
I'm not a mage, kid. You're the one who knows that.
I don't know.
She's the one who opened your pathway, portal, however she did it.
She did a ritual.
No. A ritual, all right. Which one? Which?
I don't know. I don't know magic like you do. I don't know what it's...
You, Viola, the ritual to open a portal into the Fade is taught to every student of magic at the Circle after their harrowing.
Oh.
There's no real reason why she should
would.
know it.
Huh. Did she say anything to you?
She said a lot of things. She would say a lot and nothing, kind of in the same sentence.
Yeah. She's quite good at that. I know you said you don't know magic the same way that we do. Please, if you don't mind, can you run me through what she potentially did, or what you think she did, or just so I'm a little fuzzy, you see, and I just need some clarification.
We drew the circle on the ground. We used delirium powder.
Okay.
We meditated.
Standard way of opening up. Portal to the fate that you were taught at the Circle of Magi.
Okay. She's making the same shapes and everything.
Are you going back in there?
We probably shouldn't leave her in there by herself, but we'd have to be quick about it. I don't have a lot left in me.
The Blood Mage was there.
The one from Hasmal?
Yes. And she was torturing Viola.
Did anyone figure anything else out from Marite through all the questioning and there's a...
I don't know anything about her. We didn't have time to really talk to her. You were there.
Right.
When we interrogated her.
Who is in their camp right now that Viola can see?
It's him and Mireille, the Arlesian Knight, whom you now know is a Templar.
Okay, yeah. Great. We shouldn't... Maybe we should leave her.
What?
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we... Listen. She's going to glance at the other two. Very suspicious of them. Because she does not trust them. She does not know them. I mean, to be fair, she doesn't really know
anyone here
Jasper either, but...
Well, she did just come and rescue you, so...
Yes, I have a theory, and I don't feel comfortable saying it out loud. Let's just say it that way. If we're being frank and, honest about this whole situation.
Well, I'm not comfortable with you having the taint.
Yeah, I meant to mention.
Listen. Neither am I.
We can do something about that. We can help you.
What doesn't your help? I don't. No. But thanks.
Viola, you can trust him. He wants to help you. We went into the Fade to save you, and Theodora's still there because she risked her life to save you.
Mm-hmm.
The other option, and not going into the Fade, would have just been to kill you, and we didn't particularly want to do that. So, please just listen to him. Please.
Sure, I'll listen.
And do what he says.
Go ahead.
I can't do anything until Iona and the others return, but I think the first step would be to try and figure out if we can help Theodora come back. She did go in there to help you.
Yes.
So if you can open the portal or whatever it is that you do, start by doing that. We'll deal with the rest after. So go ahead and make a willpower check. And meanwhile, Theodora,
Oh.
you watch as the other two disappear from view. You try to reach out, but your concentration keeps getting broken, and you just can't muster the will to break through. You keep running and running. You know that by now your spell is let go, and that Marite's free, and you are running through this strange dreamscape that is the Fade, and running through what appears to be some kind of forest, but things are just not quite normal. They're just not quite real. Everything has this strange, disconnected quality of a dream. You eventually stop running, finding yourself at a crossroads of sorts. There is the two roads that cross each other. There's a signpost in the middle, but there's nothing written on it. You feel like you've been running for days. What do you do?
Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to try and collect myself, because being frazzled is not going to help. It hasn't helped in the past however minutes, days, hours it's been. So I'm going to try and... I'm going to stop, close my eyes, and I'm going to try and just take a deep breath. Okay. Sorry, my lights flickered. Is there anything about, like... Do I get, like, a vibe sense from any of the, like, the road directions? Like, do any of them just intuitively seem more interesting to me? Or...
No, in fact, they seem really, really similar. As you're standing there, you kind of get the feeling that they probably kind of all lead the same place. Now, you could, now that you have some time, you could attempt to breach through the veil again. You could make another roll and try to get through. If you wanted to do that. Your other option is to pick a road and start walking down it. And right now, you don't know where they would lead, though, like I said, you feel they probably lead to the same place, whichever one you pick. Otherwise, you can try to return to your own world.
Okay. That seems like that option will still be there if I don't... That's what she's telling herself. That, like... Alright, we're gonna do... If this fails, then we should just pick a road. And, I think she's going to... set her staff and try and maybe... hold it in front of her in an attempt to, like, maybe ground her. You know, this is... You know, somebody who said once, you know, to have this and thought, like, you know, he was better than, you know... What was it, a demon? Was it a pride demon? I don't know. She doesn't remember, but, you know...
A little hubris, yeah.
Maybe a little. So... Might need a bit of that to get out of here, I guess. She's gonna close her eyes. I'm just gonna try and think. I think she's going to try and, like, connect her mind to where this ring was that she planted on Vila. Because, you know, it's a ring of the ferryman, and it seems like we need some sort of ferry from here to there. It seems like a good grounding thought to have. Just gonna try and step through the veil home.
Go ahead and make a roll.
Use a dragon mark for that. Ooh, it's much nicer. It's a still -5 penalty, right? 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. No? 6, 10, 13, I can't do basic arithmetic, guys.
Sorry.
16 to 11.
Okay. You step forward and step into water.
How deep is the water?
Ankle deep.
Ankle deep.
You kind of feel that it's moving, like it's lapping up.
Going to open my eyes, and where am I?
You open your eyes. The area has completely changed. You're on the banks of what appears to be a river. There are these big, gnarled, black, leafless trees that are kind of hanging all around along this riverbed, and behind you too. You feel their presence in the back. You hear things moving through the forest behind you. You hear branches creaking and cracking, and you feel like something's approaching. And as you look up ahead of you, you see a boat coming towards you. And on that boat is a figure with a cloak pulled low over its face, and it's using this long stick to push the boat forward towards you.
Is there like a shore that I can step up onto?
Oh yeah, you can. You could just back up a little bit, and you'd be like on the shoreline.
Okay. Just a little nervous, but this is suddenly a lot more interesting than. It's not where she was planning to get to, but I think she's gonna try and call out to the ferryman and say, I think Dirinius had seen you once.
That is so. But now I've come for you.
I don't know what that means.
The boat comes up and abuts on the beach and just kind of climbs up a little bit. And the figure turns towards you. It means you come with me now.
There's nowhere else really to go, so I suppose.
You called me.
Oh, I was trying to get home.
Then that is where we'll go. I'm aboard. Theodora.
It's a little nice having someone knowing who I am before I have to introduce myself. You know, it's never really happened before. I think she, not really knowing where else to go, will kind of awkwardly step across the boat. She's got kind of short legs, so it's...
Hold on. You don't want to fall. You don't want to fall in the water.
Oh, okay. I will scooch toward the middle of the boat.
And he pushes back with his stick, and the boat backs up and gets into the river, and the current picks it up and it turns slowly. And he says, home it is. And the boat sails on down along this river, disappearing into fog and mist. Meanwhile,
This is fine.
you open a rift back into the veil, through the veil, and into the fade. You open it up, you step through, you see no sign of Theodora anyways, you don't see a sign of the house. You feel the presence of several demonic creatures as they are moving, you know, unerringly towards where you are. Something has alerted them. You can feel them moving, and very soon you realize it's really not safe to be here, and Theodora is nowhere to be seen.
We can't stay here. We've got to get out. As she's like keeping Jesper from like going forward. Oh, she'll like push us back out so we don't go any further.
But
Oh no.
but
It's too dangerous.
she's going to get hurt. She's going.
Go get back. And she's gonna keep pushing Jesper back until the portal itself like is closing. Like she just keeps scooting her back.
No, this isn't right.
If we went in there, and her arms are like in front of you now to keep you from trying to like go forward again. If we had gone any further into that vein, it would have been the end. There's nothing we could have done from where the portal opened. There was too much around, and they were getting restless and growing. It felt
You step back
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
out. You step back out, find yourselves where you started. You see that Braun has returned, and as soon as he sees you, he comes rushing over and he grabs you in his arms, Jesper, and he pulls you. He's like, "Are you okay?"
I'm fine. Theodora got stuck in the Fade. We can't find her. Are you okay?
She's not.
What happened?
I'm fine. I'm all right, but he looks over his shoulder at Shale. Iona's gone.
What? What do you mean gone? Like she's hurt?
We went out, me, her, and that elf, Solwyn, and I left them to go scout out ahead, and when I returned, they were both gone. She's gone. Jesper, she left.
No, she wouldn't do that.
Did.
She would. No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't do that. She like pushes off of him and backs up. She wouldn't do that to us. She wouldn't just abandon us.
Kid.
No. She wouldn't do that. There's something happened. There's something wrong.
All right, fine. Maybe something happened. We'll figure it out. All right, you gotta hold it together now. It's not gonna help anything to put yourself into a state like that. We don't know what happened. You're right. Braun thinks he knows, but we don't know. What happened? You didn't find Theodora?
No.
Okay, well, we're gonna deal
She
with the
wasn't
one.
where we left her.
All right, well, we're gonna deal with the one thing we can deal with. And he looks to Braun. Did you get the darkspawn blood? Yeah, I managed to kill one of them, and I got some of it. He takes it. He looks to you, Viola. He says, "I'm sorry. There's only one way to give you a chance to live. You're gonna have to become a Grey Warden." Meanwhile, upstairs. You approach the camp. You see that you kind of expected it to be similar in some ways to the camps and whatnot in the Dale, the land ships and things of that nature, but it's almost completely unrecognizable. The tents, the clothing, everything, it's still has clear elven workmanship, but the colors, the styles, the architecture, the everything about it is different, new, things you've never seen before. And one of the things you realize is that whenever you encounter things from your culture, it always has this weight of history behind it, and it's almost impossible to look upon a ruin or a fresco or anything without taking in the entire bloody history of your people. And now as you look upon this brand new place, you don't feel that. You don't feel as if there's this heavy, eras-long baggage attached to it. It's just here and now. It's just this place that exists now, and it feels brand new.
I think as Iona is sort of walking beside Solon, she's sort of looking around, like reverently, like in awe at what her people have made for themselves.
They gather around. They're curious, but not curious like the elves and the alienage had been about you. They're just kind of happy to have you, and they welcome you in, and they bring the two of you food, and some of them come up with cloths and water, and give you something to clean yourself off with. And soon enough you're brought to like kind of a central area. There's a big bonfire playing. There's a group of them that are playing music, and this is the strangest thing. As you approach, they stop playing, but the little bit of the music that you hear is also brand new. You've never heard these songs before. You've never heard these arrangements. There's this lightness to them, this hope to them that is completely alien to everything else that you've known in the Dales or anywhere else. Everything else having to do with your people tends to be, like I said earlier, weighed down by the weight of the past or the cruelties of the present, but this is completely different. Someone looks at you and goes,
takes it in.
"What do you think?"
Feels hopeful here. Feels so different from anything I've ever experienced before. It feels kind of feels like home.
I know what you said, how it's never really been easy for you to figure out what you want or what you desire. You've always done things for other people, and your wants have been what others wanted, like with your partner. In order to find what you want, your heart and your soul need to be at peace. You need to be in a state where you can contemplate yourself and what you do want and what you are looking for. You need to be in a place that is busy imagining a future and not just living in the past or fearing the present. That's what we do here. You don't have to stay here if you don't want to. You can leave anytime you want.
I think that Iona is like looking around at the people who, I imagine a lot of people here look happy, or at least content.
Yeah, you can tell that life's hard. Like, it's not like, it's a difficult life out here. It's hard Scrabble, but the kids are running around and playing, and people are playing music and hanging together and talking, and it's light, and there's this sense of a tomorrow.
I think for a very brief moment, her mind goes to Jesper. And then she realizes she can't keep making decisions based on other people in her life. And she'll look at Solwyn. I think I'd like to stay.
think you'll like it here. But here, you should speak to him. He'll be able to shed a bit more light on things. And Solus, this is Iona. And as you turn, you see this elf who, while he looks fairly young, has that weight of history behind him. There's a heaviness, a sadness in the eyes that is quite overpowering.
I think that Iona will stand to greet him, and she'll greet him familiarly. And I think she's going to say, she's going to look at him, kind of hold out her hand in greeting. So pride comes before the fall.
There are many things that can precipitate the fall. Pride being one of them. But guilt is another one. And so, for those of us who carry such a burden, and he reaches out and very, very slowly and gently touches the lines on your face. For those of us who carry such burden, it is imperative to learn to act and think and make decisions beyond it. Come. Let's talk. I see that you're someone, and as he finishes, removes his hand from the lines in your face. Someone who has very good taste in gods.
I think there's like a smirk that plays on Iona's lips, and she will follow after him.
That's right, Lomax. On that note, my friends, we'll end this penultimate episode of Dissonant Versus. Our little quiet, contemplative, pastoral even jaunt through Thedas.
And nothing bad ever happened.
Someone's gone off with the ferryman. Someone's gone off with the Dread Wolf. Someone's about to have to maybe become a Grey Warden, and Jesper's just like, I just lost my finger.
Somehow Jesper is having the least, and honestly, I can't even say bad time. I don't know if I'm having a bad time. I don't know if Iona's having a bad time. We're just...
I think Iona's having the best time, ranked the highest, followed closely by maybe Theodora, and then Jesper and Viola are like competing for last place.
I guess we'll find out next week who's having a good time and who's not having a good time.